Brilliance Audio presents 7 Types of Atheism by John Gray, performed by James Langton. The new atheists have directed their campaign against a narrow segment of religion while failing to understand even that small part. Seeing religion as a system of beliefs, they have attacked it as if it was no more than an obsolete scientific theory, hence the God debate, a tedious rerun of a Victorian squabble between science and religion. But the idea that religion consists of a bunch of discredited theories is itself a discredited theory, a relic of the 19th century philosophy of positivism. The Grand Pontiff of Humanity. The idea that religion is a primitive sort of science was popularized by the anthropologist J.G. Fraser in The Golden Bough, a study in comparative religion, which first appeared in 1890. Following the French sociologist and philosopher Auguste Comte, Fraser believed that human thought developed in 3 phases: the theological or religious, the metaphysical philosophical or abstract, and the scientific or positive. Magic, metaphysics, and theology belonged in the infancy of the species. As it approached adulthood, humankind would shed them and accept science as the only authority in knowledge and ethics. This way of thinking, which Comte called the positive philosophy, developed some of the ideas of Henri de Saint-Simon, 1760 to 1825, for whom Comte for a time acted as an assistant. Saint-Simon led a turbulent life. Coming from an impoverished aristocratic family, he was imprisoned during the Reign of Terror, became rich through property speculation in nationalized land, consumed his wealth in reckless extravagance, and lived much of his later years in poverty. Like his disciple Comte, he was prone to depression, at one point attempting suicide by shooting himself, but succeeding only in blinding himself in one eye. Despite these eccentricities, Saint-Simon was widely admired. Recognized by Marx as one of the founding theorists of socialism, he was among the first to understand that industrialization would bring about radical changes in society. He was also the first to set out, in his book Nouveau Christianisme, 1825, the religion of humanity that Comte would promote. This new faith was not Saint-Simon's invention. As will be seen in chapters 2 and 3, it emerged in the late 18th century in the work of the French philosophe and became overtly religious in the cult of reason in the aftermath of the French Revolution. But it was Saint-Simon who first presented the religion of humanity in systematic form. In future, scientists would replace priests as the spiritual leaders of society. Government would be an easy matter of the administration of things. Religion would become the self-worship of humankind. Though it was Saint-Simon who first formulated this philosophy, it was Comte who was most successful in propagating it. The cult he established has been almost forgotten, yet it formed the template for the secular humanism that all evangelical atheists promote today. In some ways, Comte was more intelligent than the secular thinkers who followed him. He was also semi-deranged. Recognizing that the need for religion would not wither away when society was governed by science, he founded a church to meet this need. The new faith was equipped with an ecclesiastical hierarchy, a calendar organized around figures such as Archimedes and Descartes, a regime of daily observances, including a ritual that involved tapping parts of the cranium based on the popular science of phrenology, and a Virgin Mother modelled on a married woman with whom Comte had fallen in love, and from whose untimely death he never fully recovered. In his book Catéchisme positiviste, 1852, Comte set out the dogmas of the new creed. There were positivist sacraments and places of pilgrimage. Special types of clothing were designed, with buttons placed on the back so that they could not be worn without the help of others, thereby promoting altruism, a word Comte invented. A Grand Pontiff of Humanity was to be established in Paris.